Hello, fellow YouTubers, Bear Prepper here. Today, I'm going to be canning a bunch of different types of tomatoes, and I brought some help in. Hey, Pat Prepper!
Hey, Bear!
So, Pat's gonna be here helping me can about 175 pounds of tomatoes in multiple ways. So, let's get started.
We're canning!
Yes, we are.
It's so fun to be here in Texas, canning with my favorite person in the world.
It's cold, though.
It is so cold. I brought the cold weather with, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So we went to River City Produce. And if you're in the San Antonio area, you need to check them out. They deliver to
different areas, farmers markets.
Like, farmers markets and things like that. Or you can go into town in San Antonio and get them.
At their warehouse?
At
or
the warehouse.
Store.
Vegetables are beautiful and they're inexpensive. So these were $5 a piece, I believe. And you know, when you go to the grocery store, these cost you $4.99 a package, $1.10. But you buy them in bulk quantities, so we got a ton of this stuff.
And they do have a table there with like single items that you can buy individually. And I think the bag of peppers was $2 is what that one lady spent.
So we've got 7 cases at 25 pounds. Our things we're going to do first is we're going to get tomatoes in the roaster, and we're going to start tomatoes skinning them. And then we'll work on the ingredients for the salsas and for bruschetta, using my recipe, which is amazing on pizza.
And then for the salsa, we're using my dad's recipe.
That's right.
I have an old video on that, dad's salsa.
And now there'll be a fresh one out.
Yeah. Oh, and something about these tomatoes. So these are the salsa tomatoes. And they're absolutely gorgeous. So these are like
$12.
Yeah. Last month they were $8 for a 25-pound box. But these are really gorgeous tomatoes. So really, really happy with that.
So we're going to use the food mill for our tomato sauce. So we don't need to core them or anything. As they soften, we'll mash them. Oh yeah, we're going to be able to get a couple cases in this to start. They're just beautiful.
This is the side with vinegar.
Okay.
Hey, Bear!
What?
We finally got the tomatoes!
I know. We were supposed to get them last month, but I had a fluke, and we didn't get them, which is good because all the vegetables we got last month, we wouldn't have been able to do it all.
We did 30 pounds of mushrooms in one day. We cut them up. Took us 5.5 hours. And those went in the freeze dryer, and then Bear canned some one morning before I woke up.
All right, that's good for this. So now we're going to wash some up to peel the skins off of.
I think we should save a couple of really nice ones out, really ripe ones, and have BLTs for supper.
Okay, sounds good. I'll have to cut out that groan.
Another one bites dust. Boom, boom, boom. Move that chair. So look at how beautiful those tomatoes are. I'm just so impressed.
So, for example, this was $3.50. Not bad. I tell you what, it's not worth growing them yourself when you can find deals like this.
You want ice on both sides?
No, there was a reason why.
I got nothing.
There was a reason why. I just can't think of it at this minute. All right.
You'll remember when you're laying in bed tonight.
Well, that's why I didn't want to do it.
Why?
No, I'm saying I
You remembered already. I'm so excited.
let it get a little hotter. So what do you think of my kitchen? So that was fun. I hired a contractor. He gutted it, walls, everything. And then disappeared with my money. So me and my sisters and my son built the kitchen. But I finally got my propane stove and oven and all those ugly old cabinets gone. But it took about 4 months. So I was using the bathroom to wash dishes. But it turned out pretty nice.
It's beautiful. And this is not always here. We just have this for all of these canning projects.
Yeah. Make it easier. We also have, what, about 100 pounds of persimmons that were gifted to us that we're going to be making a lot of different persimmon things with. We tried persimmon jam. I don't like the texture. So we're going to try different ways to see if we can make it taste better. But this tastes like an apricot. It is divine just eating it.
Really good.
But you gotta let them get really ripe, or they're bitter. But I'm excited for that. All right, what do we need to do? We need to blanch these. I didn't add any water to the inside of the tomato pot. Do I need to?
We didn't last time.
Okay.
But I think
But you may have to start
I'm going to start
smashing them.
mashing it down.
All right.
This worked better than the
Yes.
potato masher, right?
You want to show them what you're using before you use it?
So we use the potato masher that's,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not spiral, but, and it just like splashed up hot tomatoes all over. So the meat chopper thing worked great.
And all we're going to do is let them cook down and get soft, and then we'll use the food mill to pull the tomato sauce out of them.
I just did it again with this one.
You got splattered.
Yeah. I just want to get a couple broke open so we have some juice.
Get some juice. So when you've got some tomatoes that aren't quite ripe, you need to keep them in the boiling water for a few minutes longer so that the skins will pop. They're just a little harder to pop off. So why don't you tell everybody about Friend?
So I was here this spring, and there was this wayward deer. He was so skinny and so pathetic, and just like grinding his teeth, and he was all tattered. Like his coat was just ridiculously sparse and like almost bald spots, not even from like getting beat up, but he had a lot of marks from getting beat up too. Anyways, so we started feeding him, and then we started worrying about that maybe he had chronic wasting disease, and so I called the game warden, and he got me in touch with the wildlife biologist, and he decided that it was probably not chronic wasting disease because he was so young, and he didn't think he would be showing symptoms of that. So anyways, then he thought it was just internal parasites, so we treated him for that with the food, and then we feed him morning, afternoon, and evening, and he gets lots and lots of snacks. And now he's wow, he's so fat and sassy and healthy, and his coat is coming in, his antlers are growing. Another reason that we kind of thought that he
Can I get past you?
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Another reason that we thought that he might have wasting disease is because he's super, super friendly. But he wouldn't be improving this much if it was that. So we're pretty secure that it was just parasites, and we took care of it, and he's so friendly and so sweet. That was a really long story.
We'll share pictures. In the hiney. So that's what happens when you don't use your camera much. You forget how it works.
So we put one piece of garlic in, one clove of garlic in the bottom of each of these, and then
How many pieces of garlic you want?
and then we're going to put another one at the top.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Yeah.
That way we know that we got them. Because we'll be able to see them. They won't be hidden in the tomatoes. And before you know it, we have 5 or 6 garlic in there. Because I think there's not one, and you think there's not one.
And you're doing the citric acid and I'm doing garlic. So.
Yeah. And I put all citric acid in already. At the bottom.
And we're doing that instead of lemon juice.
Yep. Oh, that's right. You're doing that. So just say it.
Well, we're using a 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid in the bottom of each pint. And we're doing that instead of lemon juice because we don't want the lemon juice to alter the flavor. It doesn't really, and some people don't mind it, but I just don't think, I guess we don't think. We think if we can voice over this.
Yeah.
I get daydreaming or in a zone and I just forget that I'm talking.
It's not what flavor we want in these chopped tomatoes, that's all. Because it's nice to have chopped tomatoes on hand, and we're going to have some whole tomatoes on hand, but we had to change direction because the quart jars weren't clean, and I don't want to put whole tomatoes in a pint jar. And that'll be for spaghetti sauce or macaroni soup, or what else can you make with whole peeled tomatoes?
Oh,
Lots of stuff,
lots
right?
of stuff, yeah.
Chili.
Yeah, because if you want it cooked down more, you just cook it a little bit more, you know. But
Yeah.
at least you have the option then, where if you just make sauce or whatever, there's no going back.
Yeah, and you can't try new recipes.
You can't get whole tomatoes out of sauce.
So since we have 7 cases, 175 pounds, I think we can get a bunch of different types of plain tomatoes on our shelves. Now, putting garlic in it to me is still plain tomatoes.
Oh yeah, because we put garlic in everything.
Yeah. This is enough juice. Make sure I did it right.
Well, you're reading the instructions that I wrote.
Get the other ones.
Yeah, I think so.
Just to make sure.
And why are we double checking? Because Bear sent me a jar of her bruschetta, and I thought it was probably one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life, so I asked for the recipe. I wrote the recipe down wrong. And I added way too much vinegar. What did I write?
An extra 2 cups of vinegar or something?
Yeah. Dry white wine.
And vinegar.
And then I wrote 2 more cups of white wine vinegar. It was so bad the pigs wouldn't even eat it. Ugh. Shame. I shamed her recipe. And now she's trusting my recipe card.
Yep, it's correct.
Okay. And it's 20 minutes.
20 minutes, so 25 in the electric pressure canner. But we're gonna water bath it in the electric. Okay, did we get our little salt in there?
They're white. No, we haven't put salt in yet.
Okay. Let's do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we'll just let this bring to a boil for 5 minutes, and then as soon as that water's, well, no, we can put them in cold. I'm gonna cancel because those are cold. So you can put those in electric canner anytime, all but 4 of them. Do I look rough yet? My hair a mess yet?
You're just perfect.
It's good to see you all again. Smells so good in here. I love the smell of bruschetta. So what you do with this bruschetta is you take and you get your pizza crust and you make garlic confit, and you smear your garlic confit on the bottom. And then you put a little bruschetta, and then you put some pepperoni, and then some cheese, and then some spinach, and then some cheese or some hamburger, and then cheese, and you cook your pizza. It is the best pizza you've ever tasted. And if you're on a keto, you take one of those cauliflower crusts and it won't taste nasty anymore. It'll taste amazing. So try that. I know cauliflower pizza has a lot of carbs in it, but not near as much as pizza. And because bruschetta doesn't have a lot of tomatoes in it, and I only use half a jar for half of one of these
Pints.
for 2 pizzas. So you're not getting a lot of tomato carbs.
And then what was the other pizza? The keto crust. And you figured the way that it's sliced because the cauliflower crust.
Right. It's 5 slices, so they're big slices. And so you end up with about, if you do it by 8, you end up with like 19, 18 carbs per slice. So much better than you would think. Now, if you're on a really low carb one, then of course there's no pizza that you can eat. Because I know people that are on 4 or 5 carbs a day, and there's no pizza you can eat. But you could take all the same ingredients and just cook them up and get maybe a flour tortilla. They're really low carb flour tortillas, right?
Yeah.
And cook that up as your pizza crust. That might be good too. Just about boiling. You're going to boil this for 5 minutes. Lots of herbs in this one. Very heavy on the herbs.
Okay, go and check that water level.
Sure.
Good.
Yep, that's fine.
I'm not gonna let you match it on this.
There we go.
Hey there!
We're canning.
We're canning.
Alright, we've got the timer set for 5 minutes. Start. It's boiling. Now, when you make this, you're going to think, oh my goodness, that's a lot of herbs. But what you have to remember is you've got these tomatoes, and you're going to water bath can them for 25 minutes, 20 minutes. And so it's really going to disperse the herbs because there's not going to be a lot of juice you got to put in this. It's time. That's not gonna work. Where's the other one? There. Thank you, ma'am. And then you probably already cleaned it and put it away. She's really good about cleaning things and putting it away. I found it. This is her office, what it does.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, we're gonna run low. Definitely.
Well, then we'll just do something else with these. We'll just put water on them.
I just won't put as much and we'll add a little water to it. We need it. Or I'll make another batch. I don't know if we have enough ingredients.
Yeah, it's so flavorful that we can use a little water in each, right?
Yeah.
These are the ones I'm just throwing them off.
Probably enough herbs left in the bottom of this to add water and make another batch.
Do you want me to spoon them into the jars though, so that we get the herbs?
And there's quite a bit in there. We're just waiting for the 5 minutes to set. I love this pot. It's one of those turkey roasters. It brings water up to boil pretty rapidly, and it holds 20 pint jars. So you can finish a lot quicker for boiling water bath. Now you can pressure can tomatoes, but remember it's going to make them softer. So you have to decide how soft you want them. Because of the time to get up, to steam, and the time to get back down, it's in there. So these are our chopped tomatoes and our bruschetta. Beautiful. And you want to leave about 1 inch of space in between your jars. I know some people put them right up against each other, but the one time you have one break, you'll learn not to do that. Look how beautiful that bruschetta is. It's my absolute favorite for pizza. And it's great on French bread, as a dip. It's good on fish, salmon, because of the balsamic vinegar. And it's really herby. So be careful when you use it on things. You really don't need any other herbs or spices. It's just lovely. And you'll notice I do tip my jars slightly when I pull them out of the canner, just to get a little of the water off. And I want to drip it all over the floor. And be careful reaching in. Some of these tongs are shorter than other ones, and you can stick your thumb right in the boiling water. So we have 27 jars canned tonight. We have chopped tomatoes over there and chopped tomatoes here. There's 10 chopped tomato jars and then 17 bruschetta jars. Not bad. And Pet's going to start working on chopping the vegetables for the salsa that we'll do tomorrow morning. We are going to call it quits for tonight after she chops. And then in the morning I'll get up and start peeling tomatoes and getting them chopped for the salsa. And there we go. See you in the morning. Good morning. So I'm going to get started this morning while Pat sleeps. We kind of have two different schedules. I go to bed early. She gets up late. And so we get our alone time that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with blanching tomatoes and getting the peels off. Got the tomato sauce done over there. Getting ready for the food mill, so I've got it cooling down. Everything sealed last night. It looks really good. So let's get started. Beautiful.
So how many hours did we cook down those tomatoes? We started at probably 2.
2 or 3 now. And we finished at 7.
This morning.
Yeah.
And stirring and chopping periodically until we went to bed, and then just let them cook down. So we started them out on high for about an hour, but then we were worried they were going to burn. So then
we'll throw some tomato juice in there this time.
We turned it down to 350 and let it cook at 350 for the rest of the day until last night, probably at about 7, 8 o'clock, you turned it down to low.
200.
To 200. And just left it all night?
Yep. With the lid on. And then when I got up, I took the lid off, let it heat up a little bit, and then shut it off. We having fun yet?
We're having fun. These are going to be more, what, whole tomatoes? Or?
Yeah, they're going to be in the jars.
So much easier than sitting and dicing them.
Yeah.
Oh, we've only got 3 more clean quarts, huh?
I only want 3 to fill up.
Do you want me to start filling the jars so we know?
Because I want 7 quarts to can. No whole tomatoes.
We have to add juice to this.
Do I?
We need to still add juice to these.
Yeah. I got that jar of juice.
I dumped it in the roaster.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get more from this. Or if I have to, I'll pull some out of the roaster. Yeah, this was much easier than chopping them all. That wasn't fun this morning.
That might be the last one. Oops. Yep. So I can fit another half of a small one in. That's it.
Alright. Alright, so these can go in here. And this can go in the big pot. That'll be my starting base for putting some in a pot.
Do you want them all?
No, you can leave the skins on. They're gonna go through, they're gonna be sauce.
Okay.
Because everything else that we want to make starts with sauce, right? Like barbecue sauce or
Pizza sauce and tomato sauce.
it all starts with sauce. So we might as well make the rest of it into sauce.
Are you want to cook it down first, or are you going to run it through the mill?
No, it's gonna cook down. I want the strainer. But remember, as we squished these down, we were able to get a lot more tomatoes in.
I poked holes in all the first ones that I put in, so they should. What do you want with these persimmons?
They gotta go in the freezer, but the curtain was in the way. Because I'm not doing those today. We'll save that project.
He's peeing right now, and I think it's coming out of his diaper.
Did you just pee on my floor?
All in here? Oh,
No, that's...
right. Well, I just watched him, and I saw him dripping.
Well, where was he?
Right where I just pointed with my...
In front of the bath?
Yeah.
I got it. I gotta find the spray.
It's right here.
Alright. FYI, people, there's a new brand of jars out there. Home Point picked these up and they were kind of hard to find. And they're easy to tell apart. They're blue tin. But your regular bands don't fit on it. Now you can put their bands on your regular cur or ball jars, but you can't put the cur or ball jar band on these. So you need to come up with some sort of mechanism to tell them apart, or don't buy these. So, let me tell you what we got accomplished. We did 175 pounds of tomatoes, 12 pounds of sweet peppers, 6 stalks of celery, and we freeze-dried those. So what we have here is we have 16 pints of bruschetta, which, as I said before, is amazing on pizza with some comfit garlic. We did 12 pints of salsa, 7 quarts of whole tomatoes, which we peeled, tomato juice, 5 quarts, and 4 1/2 pints, so 1.5 pints. Diced tomatoes, 10 pints. Tomato sauce, 77 pints. Peppercini, 7 pints and 4 half pints. Dill pickled garlic, 4 pints. Cowboy candy with sweet peppers, 1 pint. So how do you feel now, Pat, after 3 days of this?
Well, it's like our 5th time doing this marathon, so we're exhausted.
Yes. But was it worth it?
Oh, it was so worth it.
So we now have all of this on our shelves, and we won't have to think about tomatoes for a year.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. But we're tired. So I hope you enjoy the video.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. We are so tired. But I think our biggest thing is that we used to be able to do this on our own, like in one day.
Yeah.
One day. And as we're getting older, it's harder and we get exhausted. But being able to share the exhaustion with somebody else is fantastic.
Two halves make a whole.
Yeah.
Oh, and we also did tomato powder from the peels.
Yeah, out of the peels. From the
Whole tomatoes, right?
yeah. Yep.
So, and the chopped tomatoes and all those, because you got to peel the chopped tomatoes and the salsa and all that kind of good stuff so that you get a really good flavor. Well, again, thank you for joining us. Blessings.
Blessings.